Hi there, Disha. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting this essay for you. I'm happy to see that you have started preparing for our IELTS and that you have written an essay for us to correct. So let's take a look straight away at what you have done here. First, we've got the task 1, the English and Homestay letter. And you also submitted a task 2, so we'll start with the task 1. Let's see what you said here. Dear Mr. Smith, I am writing to you to express my sincere gratitude for allowing me to stay with you and your family. I'm visiting London for an English and Homestay program which starts on the 3rd of April and will last for 3 weeks. Okay, this is very nice. I'm really glad that you started off by stating the intent of your letter. That's really important to do in a formal letter, so good. Now, the fact that the English and Homestay is in quotes like that leads us to believe that this is a title, so you don't need to say an English and Homestay program, but rather the English and Homestay program. That's how I understood it, at least, that it's a title here. So more appropriate would have been the rather than an, because we can assume that it's one program and this is its name rather than one of many programs. Okay. Now, you're supposed to be introducing yourself, right? Isn't that what it says? Yes, that's the first bullet. Introduce yourself. So here, when you write that you're visiting London, etc., etc., this isn't really much by way of an introduction. So I would have preferred for you actually to say, my name is X. I am from, wherever, and I study this, or I work as a this. I'm really excited to come to England and learn about your culture. Okay, so that would have been an introduction. Just saying your name, what you do, where you're from, and just saying how happy you are for this opportunity. That would have been a nice way to kind of cover this bullet. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so this was not really 100%. Accurate in terms of the bullet and what it asked for. So let's move on now. I wanted to clarify some of my queries before leaving for the UK. I would like to know what weather conditions, now here you spelled weather wrong, this is the other weather. So you wanted the WEA weather. So I would like to know what weather conditions will prevail in London in the month of April so that I can carry my apparel, singular, accordingly. Would it be cold? Or will the summer start until then? Okay, let's fix this. The would here is not appropriate. You could say instead will, because you're asking the person to make a prediction. So will it be cold, or will summer start then? All right, so will summer start then? And not really summer. I mean, this is the northern hemisphere, so in April it would be more appropriate to ask if spring will have started. All right, also, I will, not I would, because you're not saying that theoretically you would need it, but in fact you will need it. This is a something certain for the future. So I will need the information about public transport facilities from your house. Do I have the option of public transport would be better here, not really conveyance. We don't really call it that. Or will I have to take a rental car? I am taking a flight to the UK on the 1st of April and will land there at 8 p.m. on the 2nd of April. I have already booked a car from the airport to your house. I look forward to hearing from you and meeting ing, because it's I look forward to ing and ing. Soon in person, not in personal. And then since you mentioned the person by name, you called him Mr. Smith, the correct sign off here is yours sincerely, not faithfully. Yours faithfully is what we use in a formal letter when we do not know the name of the person we're writing to. So yours sincerely would have been the right sign off here. Okay, so let's take a look. I thought your paragraphing was good. So in terms of coherence and cohesion, I didn't really have any issues. I did have some issues with your grammar, little things. It's not like your grammar was unclear or I wasn't sure what you were trying to say, but it did have a couple of areas of imprecision. Okay, so you had some misused modal verbs here. You had a couple of misused vocabulary words. On the whole, I thought your vocabulary was fine. I didn't have any issues with that at all, maybe just one or two little instances. Grammar, you know, as you heard throughout the correction, I did have to change a few things. As far as the bullets are concerned, I have to say that honestly, you really didn't introduce yourself anywhere. Okay, you just said I'm visiting London, but that's not really an introduction. So if I were examining this particular letter, I might have to really drop you down in task achievement for not covering the bullets. It's really, really important that you cover the bullets, you cover them fully, all parts of the bullets. Okay, so for example, when it says tell the family the scheduled date of arrival and time, it's not enough to just cover the date. You also have to cover the time as well. So this is what we mean by fully covering the bullets. Okay, you did that though for this, so that's not a problem. You also asked some questions, and that was fine. So where I think your task achievement lacked was in this first part here, where you didn't really introduce yourself. Okay, so it's important to really do this fully and as you know, literally as possible. So when it says introduce yourself, say, you know, my name is you know, X, and I'm from here. I do this for a living, or I study, blah blah blah, and I'm very excited to be coming to England for the first time and staying with your family, or you know, something along those lines. Obviously there's not one correct answer here, but just to give you an example of what you could have said. Okay, so it's a good letter, but it's a letter that, you know, had a couple of little flaws in it. But on the whole, you did a nice job with this. Okay, so let's move on and take a look at the international marketing essay. Global marketing plays a vital role in the economy of countries. Few people believe. Now, here when you say few, do you mean almost none, or do you mean some people? Because if you mean some people, which is what I think you mean, then you needed an A here, because a few has a different meaning than few without the article. Because few with no article basically means almost none. Okay, and I don't believe that that's what you meant to say here. All right, so let's go back to that sentence, and let's pretend that you said a few. So a few people believe that it can be obstructive for the local market, while others think that it is important economically and also teaches about different notions, languages, and cultures. This essay will discuss both the aforementioned, I don't really care for this aforementioned views in detail and explain why international marketing is important to spread different cultures and ideas worldwide. Okay, so you kind of indirectly said your position. You said that international marketing is important. So we understand that you're in favor of it. You could have said it more clearly, but I thought it did the job. It was fine. So it was a good introductory paragraph. You rephrased the prompt. You said what you're going to talk about. You mentioned your position, so you included all the elements of an introduction that need to be there. So well done. Let's move on then. Okay. The belief of global marketing hampering local business, get rid of the, is true to a certain extent. Though people of a specific country prefer buying goods manufactured locally, the recent trend of global advertisements of all products has changed this mindset. You can see that it took away the but. You had a though here, so you should not have both. It's either one or the other. For instance, various studies show that earlier people of India preferred electronics goods manufactured in India. But nowadays, they lure the fancy products being made by China, Russia, and other countries. This has definitely hindered the local manufacturers' business a lot. Okay, let's talk about this, Disha. remember that we're talking about international marketing and not trade. So you're not so concerned with what people are buying, but you're really just concerned about how products are promoted, how products are advertised, how word gets out across countries about these products. Okay, so this is what we're talking about when we're talking about international marketing, and not actually what people are purchasing. Okay, so this sentence was okay. But then here you started getting off topic. You started talking about people's buying habits and international trade. So, and then you continued along that, and I felt you kind of got off topic. So this sentence was what started getting you off topic, I thought, because you said, though people of a specific country prefer buying goods manufactured locally, the recent trend of global advertisements has changed this mindset. Okay. For instance, various studies showed that, not earlier people, this is a little strange, in the past, people in India preferred electronic goods manufactured domestically. It would have been a nicer way of saying India, India, okay? So domestically would have been good here. But again, it is a little talking about trade and people and consumer buying habits, which isn't what you were supposed to be talking about. And then you had some wrong vocabulary here. So nowadays they prefer products being made by China, Russia, and other countries. This has definitely hindered the local manufacturers, apostrophe after that S, business a lot. Now, what's going on here is that you're not really talking about international marketing being invasive and intrusive. You're simply talking about the market preferring foreign goods. But where did you say that the businesses find it invasive? The citizens of the country find that this kind of invasion of foreign cultures is intrusive and might be changing the culture of the country. Okay, you didn't really mention any of those elements. So you really talked about this from a trade perspective, which wasn't totally on topic. So that was something you needed to work on a little bit more here. Okay, so let's move on. Nevertheless, international marketing has many benefits as well. First and foremost is that the relations between different nations grow stronger by working together. For example, recently, here, many countries have developed strong bonds due to the open international markets. Okay, I don't know if this is really relevant, Disha. Additionally, consumers have a vast range of varieties. Well, this is a little redundant. You can't have a vast range of varieties. So just say, additionally, consumers have a vast range of products to choose from within the local and international market. Okay, again, this is trade. This isn't marketing. Okay? And where are you talking about? Culture, language, and ideas. So you're not really on topic here, I'm afraid. Further, the rates have become quite competitive since there are numerous brands available all around. Okay, again, not really marketing. So also, cultures, ideas, and language from different countries assist people to know about what worldwide. All right, so yes, here you are on topic, but I don't know what this it refers to. International marketing, ing, is a boon for the economy of the countries. All right, now, we're not really concerned with how international marketing affects the economy. I realize that the task says it's an economical form of education, but that's not what it means. It doesn't mean like, oh, how does international marketing affect the economy? This has a different meaning, that it's an economical form of education. It means that it's an inexpensive, it's an affordable way of educating people. Okay, so we're not actually talking about how marketing helps the economy. That's not relevant here. All right, let's look at your conclusion. So to conclude, global marketing can be invasive and intrusive at certain points, but it helps a country to grow economically. In my opinion, it should be supported as it assists in countries knowing each other's '(s) culture. and also strengthens the bond between the nations. Okay, so that part is fine, even though here again, the whole thing about the economically isn't entirely what they've asked you to talk about here. So I see a lot of really nice things. Your paragraphing is good. Your vocabulary, for the most part, was very nice. So everything is at a good level. But I suspect you need everything to go to a very good level. Okay, you didn't mention in your letter whether you need a band 7 or something higher. So while this is all at a good level of writing, I think it could be higher. Okay, and I think there are some things that you would need to improve here in this essay in order to be considered for one of those higher band scores. Okay. But like I said before, you do have a lot of the good elements that are necessary to get a good score. So you're definitely on the right track. Okay, it's just I think we have to work on just improving some of these areas that were mentioned in this set. So what are the next steps? Well, you can see that there are several different options for working with us. I encourage you to look at them and see which one suits you best. I think you'd really benefit from the online course, as it really is, you know, just a very comprehensive course to help you with all areas of IELTS. See if that's something that works for you. I really encourage you to take a look at it, and I look forward to working with you. So best of luck to you.